Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Vinu Anand at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formula for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such industry and academic giant on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Venkatesh M. He is an exemplary career in fields of clinical research, regulatory compliance, and biotechnology. Possessing a wealth of experience and expertise, he has consistently demonstrated his ability to lead, manage, and inspire teams to achieve outstanding results. With a commitment to excellence and a pragmatic approach to problem solving, he has left an indelible mark on the organizations he has been associated with. His leadership journey commenced at GSK, where he assumed the role of Associate Director in July 2021 and has been serving ever since. In this capacity, he has been instrumental in study delivery management, overseeing a global team of study delivery specialists and managers. Under his guidance, the team has excelled in achieving project deliverables, setting high standards for quality control and demonstrating an unwavering commitment to embracing change. His strategic thinking and adept people management skills have paved the way for more efficient and innovative approach to clinical research. So, Mr. Venkatesh M, to begin with, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far?
Yeah, so good afternoon, Vinu. It's a pleasure to be here. To start with my education background, I hold a diploma in pharmacy and I was a second batch undergrad student at Bangalore University for microbiology. Subsequently, I proceeded to Queensland University of Technology, Brisbane, Australia, to pursue my Masters in Applied Sciences, in particular Life Sciences, where immunology was my specialization, along with molecular biology and genetic engineering. And during my academic career, I completed my MPhil in biotechnology from Bharathidasan University. So such a strong academic background helped me to find a foothold in noted educational institutions in Bangalore. I started my career being a head Department of Biotechnology, undergrad college, had an opportunity to be a consultant for several undergrad colleges to establish their departments in biotechnology. And I was also on the Board of Studies and Board of Examination for Bangalore University, Biotechnology, and had an opportunity to contribute to the development of biotechnology curricula and syllabus. Subsequently, I was associated with a pioneering engineering college in Bangalore, Orvi College of Engineering. So once again in biotechnology department. And then before moving to corporate, I was assistant professor and head of biotechnology department, Nagarjuna College of Engineering. Again, I was on the Board of Studies and Board of Examination for Vishweshwara Technological Universities, which is a governing body for the engineering fraternity and the institutions. I had an opportunity to contribute for introducing several new subjects into the curricula of biotechnology, be biotechnology, namely IPR, intellectual property rights, nanotechnology, along with molecular biology and healthcare, health and pharma biotechnology. It was when I conducted a conference on clinical research for biotechnology students that is the time I developed a professional relationship with know-how in the clinical research industry, which led me to take up a job in CRO. CRO is Clinical Research Organization. And the first CRO which I became part of was Quintiles, which is headquartered in USA. Now Quintiles has become IQVIA. So I've been associated with clinical operations for quite a long time. Role typically involved selection of sites for conducting clinical research, assess the feasibility of a site to start clinical research, train investigators and site staff on ICGCP guidelines, monitoring visits, train institutional ethics committee on clinical research, develop guidance documents, working instructions, SOPs, managing a team of highly trained clinical research associates, whom we call as CRAs, participate in investigator meetings, liaise for US FDA and EMEA inspections and internal audits, deploy clinical systems and tools, subject matter expert for enhancing these clinical tools as well, and manage technological disruptions within business function and within the organization, and handling the change management. The role also called for developing smart goals, lead and motivate teams, cross-functional collaboration, problem solving, decision making, and to take a strategic approach. So GSK, after a long stint at IQVIA, moved to GSK, a British multinational pharmaceutical and biotechnology company with global headquarters at London, UK. So I'm associated with the study delivery management business function, which is primarily into the project management of clinical trials. My role involves managing a team of study delivery specialists, study managers globally, and who typically have a long career and a deep expertise in clinical operations and clinical research. So what subsequently I've also developed is, I also hold a diploma in AI and ML, and very recently completed an executive program in strategic management program from IIM Lucknow. So that's very briefly about my career journey so far.
Great and commendable journey, sir.
Thank you.
So, how do you approach team leadership, and what strategies have you used to enhance your team's performance and efficiency in the clinical research field?
Okay, thank you, Vino. I think that's an excellent question. So, what I strongly believe is that enhancing a team's performance requires effective leadership and strategic planning. Now, certain points that have worked for me are set the right expectations with your team. Now, communicating the do's and don'ts in plain yet effective mode so as to ensure everyone in your team really understands that. So the second point, which I've always practiced, is giving the team the required space for them to operate independently, yet to take the decisions by themselves, to excel at the same time. But at the same time, you have to have an effective oversight mechanism. So though you want to leave your team to operate independently, but you have to have an effective oversight mechanism. Have periodical meetings and discussions to understand the progress and the challenges and the hurdles your team must be having. Be there when your team really needs you, right? And be an active listener, show empathy, give credit to your team and team member when they truly deserve, and celebrate the success with your team. And really practice that. Celebrating the success is very, very important. Now, I also focus on practicing an effective communication. I encourage open and honest conversations among the team members. Walk the talk. I believe in walking the talk, and show the trust and mutual respect make them feel that they are indeed valued. Another practice which I follow as a business leader is in conflict resolution. It is vital for any manager. It helps us to achieve a positive and comfortable working environment for all your team members. It also demonstrates that their manager care for their well-being and your manager is available for you when you need them. And I also focus on developing an operational strategy that aligns with your organizational goals. Ensure that your team really understands how their hard work is actually contributing to the overall success of the business function and internal organization. I think these are some of the practices what I have been.
Thank you for valuable input, sir. So now coming to the next, you have an extensive academic background, including an MPhil in biotechnology and a master's in applied sciences. How has your academic knowledge informed your work in the corporate world, particularly in clinical research and biotechnology?
Okay. So I've been asked this question many a time by different stakeholders. So from different walks of life, actually. So let me start with this thought slightly different from your question. So for me to move effectively from academics to corporate required a significant change in my mindset itself, where culture from being culture to corporate required where you are called by your first name, right? So that is a significant change in the mindset and then cultural adaptation. And I also underwent lots of unlearning and learning when I moved from academics to the corporate world. But what it showed me is how really strong one has to be in their fundamental knowledge, right? I think that's very, very key. And you need to carry that expertise in the fundamental knowledge, a very strong foundation as you move from one organization to the other. But at the same time, stay paced with the changes around you. Learn fast and implement those learnings. It, in fact, had no direct correlations with my academic journey to the corporate world. But one thing that remained constant is exactly on the same lines. Even when in academics, I was always keen to understand how industries are changing and what's happening in scientific discipline and how to make student fraternity trained for industry readiness. At the corporate, such preparations and changes are to be far swifter and more decisive. So right from understanding what your stakeholder needs and how quickly you can get your team ready, taking timely decisions and being more accountable and taking ownership was very key in my corporate journey. Now, academics and corporate, being a voracious reader, helped me to be successful at corporate as well. It helped me to contribute to the right discussions and bring in the right changes in business decisions, operational plans, and my approaches. What I also practiced is handling the disruptions better, right? So even in your academics, you will handle disruptions, and it is far more higher when you move into the corporate. Your challenge in various modes of disruptions, you will have to handle those disruptions better. Embrace new technologies, train and get trained. It's not just enough that to have your team getting trained, but you also have to take that kind of a training journey and implement in a time-bound manner. So another habit that I carried from my days of academics to corporate is staying disciplined. So when I say staying disciplined, it's not just about my workout routine on a daily basis, but even holding meetings and discussions and deployment of changes to tools and techniques, and a lot more on that. What I'm also good is I also know how to identify good talent and recruitment. Being in academics, it helped me to identify a good talent, right? And being in the corporate, you will understand where that talent really fits in your business function and their role. I think this is how I'm actually managing my academic experience with the corporate.
So, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Okay. So let me dwell a little on the corporate governance. So better corporate governance is essential for maintaining trust. It also ensures ethical behavior, manage risks, and achieve long-term sustainability. Now, it increases accountability and transparency because it helps to ensure the stakeholders, employees, and the public have access to accurate and relevant information about the company so that they can make informed decisions. So we have also seen that it improves investors' confidence when you are practicing a good corporate governance. So when investors are convinced that their investors are being managed responsibly and ethically, more likely they are to invest. Now, sustainability, so companies that are practicing long-term sustainability are more likely to weather economic downturns, remain competitive, and differentiate themselves, which is very key to be success in the business world in comparison to their corporate competitors. Now, companies with robust governance are better prepared to handle crisis, including the financial downturns, reputational damage, and/or natural disasters. So it is therefore natural as a seasoned business leader and as an inspiring um, uh, an independent director that you develop the right expertise and guide the organizations in the right manner. Now, being a seasoned business leader, what do I bring to the table? Um, Now, what I've realized the need for better inclusivity and diversity within every organization. We need to respect the rights and dignity of all the employees. I'm also trained business leader in DEI. So you know the DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, compliance with laws and regulations is a fundamental value, and I would focus on promoting such a culture of being more compliant. What I also believe is be a first adapter and play an active role in contributing to the framing of regulations. I think we have a lot of potentiality to actually participate in those dialogues and discussions to frame better regulations and guidelines. I also want to promote continuous learning and improvement, stay updated with emerging trends, best practices in industry, and to handle the emerging risks. I think that's what I can bring to the table.
Thank you so much for your valuable inputs, sir. So, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, MI, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.0?
Okay. So artificial intelligence, AI is transforming various industries. So we have umpteen examples of how AI is revolutionizing the everyday process in industries and changing the very core of how business is being conducted. So therefore, the healthcare industry is no exception to that. So AI and ML is helping to make accurate and rapid diagnosis of a disease. It is helping to develop predictive analytics like probable disease outbreaks and disease prognosis. I had an opportunity to be part of a team that developed predictive tools in forecasting the progression of a disease and the treatment outcome as well. So AI and ML undoubtedly has accelerated the drug discovery, which otherwise is a costly affair for any healthcare company. So typically it takes about $2 to $3 billion and 8 to 12 years to get one drug from the lab to the market. So AI and ML is promising to fasten this process so that you can bring out better treatment options for the patients who actually are in need of that. So data sets can be analyzed at a rapid speed and help to understand prospective compounds. How do they interact with the human body? That's very, very critical in the journey a drug molecule takes from the lab to the outside world, the market. So we are also seeing natural language processing, which we know as NLP. NLP is being increasingly used for extracting valuable information from unstructured clinical notes and patient records. It is also helping to prepare better documents with shorter timelines. A huge number of documents need to be submitted to the regulatory bodies by each of the healthcare company who wants to bring a drug into the market. And believe me, it's not a simple exercise. And NLP is going to help us how you can bring those documents and submission dossiers at a much faster pace so that you can confidently submit to your regulatory authorities. So these are just the tip of the iceberg, what the potentiality of an AI and ML, and it definitely has a profound impact on improving the patient care, reducing costs, and enhancing the overall healthcare outcomes.
Thank you for enhancing the knowledge of many. So we are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Okay. So I think it is the right move in an appropriate direction. WDC, as I know, is on a mission to develop and promote an excellent training program, and at the same time build an effective networking group for organizations and the directors. So we know there is an increasing demand for top-tier directorial talent. Right? WDC seems meticulously working to build a data pool of seasoned professionals. Right? So a few unique initiatives that I can see that WDC is attempting to make is a difference in the selection process, where it not only highlights the credentials of an individual, but also it is trying to portray the leadership philosophy the individual would bring with him, her for better corporate governance. Addressing unique organization needs by making a tailor-made solutions and training programs is another piece which I see the WDC is trying to make a difference. I also saw an article, and I was pleased to see that WDC received an acclamation from WASME very recently. I think that's a well-deserved recognition coming for the WDC. What I also see, the leadership team has a very inspiring vision for themselves, and constantly they are working to achieve the same. So therefore, wishing them all the very best, and thanks for the opportunity for being associated with them.
And thank you so much, sir. Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you so much, Venkatesh M, for joining us today. Wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.